guys, this is a holy well. A lot of holy wells in Ireland associated with St. Patrick, a lot of them, but this one here is at St. Kieran's Hermitage. Now, before we had the Christians, water is sacred to the ancients in Ireland. Water is the giver of life. You cannot survive without water. All our rivers in Ireland have goddesses associated with them. So finding good water and water that's healthy for you is very important. And here, this is mineral water that's coming up out of the limestone rock. So the Christians come here, they know there's healing properties associated with this water, and then that's put down to the power of prayer, and it becomes a Marian shrine, again dedicated to Mary, the mother of Jesus, and a very holy saint in Ireland, Lady Mary.
So, what is the significance of this well? Like, why do people come here?
They come here for cures, Ricky. Would you like a cure for something?
Yeah, I would love a cure. What's this? Oh, drinking from the waters of Lake Minnetonka, I see.
You have a drink of that. That'll cure everything.
All right, let me get some of this. Psych. Not doing that. Appreciate it, though, but there's no way I'm drinking that water. I appreciate it, though. Thank you so much.
What's wrong with that water?
I'm feeling better already, actually. I'm feeling pretty cured, so.
Just being close to it.
Yeah, that. Just the aura's getting to me. I think I'm okay.
Normally you take off your clothes and get into it. This is a holy well. It only works if you believe, Ricky. This is a Marian shrine dedicated to Mary, the mother of Jesus, and you can see there are some other saints here too as well, St. Bridget. So we've now covered the three patron saints of Ireland, St. Patrick, St. Columcille and Kells, and we have the female St. Bridget here, also Padre Pio. So saints are very popular in Ireland because people pray to saints to intercede on their behalf. So the Catholic belief is the saint sits on the right-hand side of God. So if you pray to your adopted or patron saint, then they can influence things in your life by bringing God's attention to it. So they're normally decorated with flowers, and particularly at Maytime, and there's Marian shrines all over the country.
This is where I would make my Irish postcard that we have. This right here, welcome to Ireland.
When you get to the top, this is only a small bit of it. Top you have the firmament, 360-degree view like this. That's why the ancients were here. Now, we're going to do a little bit on, we're going to talk about the hills over to the left-hand side. Okay. Here's there's a cairn, just on the right-hand side there, Cairnell. Ricky, did you ever hear of Halloween?
I think I've heard of that, yeah.
Well, Halloween comes from the Irish Festival of the Dead that we sent you over when we emigrated to America.
Okay.
And it's called Samhain. And it begins here on these hills here at Lough Crew. So the 31st of October is a cross-quarter day, which means that the overworld that we live in now and the underworld that our ancestors live in, the membrane becomes very thin between them. And our ancestors love us, and they come back, and they want us to come with them into the underworld. But we don't want that, because we're in the living overworld. So we wear pigskin on our faces to pretend that we're dead, and we go around with a little light in a turnip. And we sent that over to you guys, and you give us trick or treat back. So what happens on the cross-quarter day is the sun tips the top of Slieve Rua, the red mountain, and goes straight down the shaft of Cairnell over there, and there is a oracle stone in the middle of Cairnell, a white stone that stands in the middle, a monolith, and the sun comes in and hits the white stone and is refracted into the two chambers either side. And that's the cross-quarter day of Samhain, the Festival of the Dead, from here at Lough Crew.
Have you ever seen the movie Coco?
No, it's good.
Yeah, it's the same thing you're talking about, but it's the Mexican culture and their Day of the Dead.
Yes,
when
very.
the ancestors pass over, yeah, it's a really good movie.
Yeah,
really good.
Mexicans and Irish have very similarities when it comes to the dead. In Mexico and Ireland, you die 3 times. Oh, you're interested now, are you? You die 3 times. Once when you're born, because you become mortal. 2 when you die, and 3 when people stop talking about you. Keep that in mind. guys, we're here on top of Lough Crew. This is the tallest point in County Meath. And right behind me here is Cairn M. And this is the oldest stone building in Europe. The building behind me is 5,500 years old. That's 3,500 years before Christ walked the earth. Older than the pyramids in Egypt, older than Stonehenge. So that's 3,500 years before Christ walked this earth. We are on the equinox path since this morning at the Hill of Slane, and here in 3 weeks' time you have the autumn equinox, and that's the time that the light goes away and we say goodbye to the light for another season of winter. And here in the ancient ways we have the Cailleach. This hill is known as Slieve na Cally in the Gaelic language, the Hill of the Witch. And the Cailleach is the winter queen that comes and sucks the life out of the ground every winter. And the days get shorter and the nights get longer, and the cold wind and the snow and the frost come in from the north. And then every springtime there has to be a ritual on this site, and that is where the sun fertilizes the earth again in the hidden chamber inside this building, and life comes back again, and the Cailleach is gone. Now this is the entrance to the cairn here, guys, and on the spring equinox and on the autumn equinox, where we were this morning is directly east of us now. See where the two hills are there with a gap in the middle? That's the Hill of Slane that we were standing on this morning. The sun at the spring and autumn equinox rises up in that split and comes up like a catapult up into the sky. And when you're standing here, you are all powerful because you're standing above the sun. The sun is beneath you. So you have to think to yourself, when was the last time I stood above the sun? So it gives you a sense of power, sense of being, and then the landscape here carefully undulated to guide the sunlight in here, straight down the passage there. There's a blocking stone there to lift the sun up. And the reason for this is that people from all over Ireland come to the centre of Ireland, come to this site to know that in springtime it's time to plant your crops, and to know that in autumn time that the Cailleach, the winter queen, is coming back, and it's time to harvest your crops and prepare for the winter. And the spring ritual gets the sun, fertilizes the earth down the shaft here, and life comes back. So, Ricky, do you like Star Wars?
Yeah, I'm a big fan.
Star Wars is an Irish story, you know.
That's not what I've heard.
Right. Lugh Lawfather, the ancient god of the Tuatha De Danann, is known as Lugh of the Long Arm with his sword. And his sword is called An Cleave Solish, the sword of light. That's where you get your lightsaber from. And in Star Wars, the Republic is fighting the Empire.
Yeah.
And that is Irish history over a long period of time. Would you like to have a go with a lightsaber?
I would like to have a go with a lightsaber. Yes.
Here we go.
I do declare Ireland a free land. We fight off the British rebels. Now us, we have taken over. We've taken back our land, and we will not give it back without a fight. Believe in me when I say, Patrick, king of this land, will forever reign true. Remember this day.
Cailleach was jumping from hill to hill, and her apron was full of stones, and she tripped here and all the stones fell out of her apron on top of the hill, and that's how it was made.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and see that lake over there? That's Lough Sheelan, the lake of the fairies. And when somebody goes, where did that lake come from? They said you blame a female for everything as much as you can.
Of course.
So there was a fairy well over there belonging to the She, and every day you went to the fairy well, you took the stone off it and you got good water you can drink. And one day a woman went to the well and forgot to put the stone back on, then the next day the well was dry and the lake was there.
What are you going to have?
I would love a Guinness.
I did. Guinness, yeah.
At this point, I'm doing it just to irritate you.
How long have you been at this
1869.
1869?
1869.
Wow, that's a long time.
And would you believe it now, talking about that, I was just thinking about when I was getting the cook for you. I've one of his old books, is in the glass case as you come in on the door. And well, I have to redo it for the autumn. I had it done for the spring. And it's May 1922.
Wow.
So it's 100 years of age. That was there in the glass case as you come in on the door.
Right.
Yeah. We used to have 20,000 people here
Yeah, it was packed.
for the motorbike race. So.
Oh, really? They did it here, did they?
Yeah, around the circuit, around
They used to start down at the car park and they come up through the village and go round the back
and they
road.
fall off in the side cars.
And that. But
He was one of the best.
he was one of the best. Joy used to drink here.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, I knew him awful well. Yeah, I knew Joy awful well.
Did he live around?
I know.
The races. Oh, sorry,
The races. He lived in Belfast.
He was from the north,
Yeah, he lived in the north. I lived in Mythlands.
Down direction.
Portadown, yeah. I knew him very well. Yeah.
He lost a lot of people in their family. He lost his sons and his nephews
That's right,
and
they were all
killed on motorbikes. If you walk around the road out there, you see little gravestones and headstones. Every time there's racing here, somebody was killed.
Are you serious?
In the 24 years I had run here, there was only 4 people killed.
Is that all?
And the
She killed him herself.
Yeah, and the first one that was killed was George McQuitty, and he was killed off a pole here in the back road, and his body was thrown into the field. But there was a man from Cavan killed on this road.
Right.
That was the first book they had on the racing and four, and that was back in 1974. That was the first book they had in 1974. And do you know that most of the riders that rode here in four all them years ago, they were all over the years. Every one of them have been killed. Do you know there may be some that hasn't been killed, but the majority of the people that raced here in four back and started in 1973, but they had no book that year. It was 1974 they had the first book. And most of the people that raced here, most of them are all dead and gone, and most of them have been killed.
Guys, we're here in the Seven Wonders Bar in Four, and we have Ita, the landlady here, served the best pint of Guinness in Ireland. So do you want to try one?
Sir. The proper way to say it is Smittix.
Smittix. Oh, yes.
Medics.
The W silent.
Yeah, W is silent. Not the things are silent in Ireland. Now, guys, remember when we were up on the hill of Slane and we were at the grave of Slánne, the legendary warrior of the Firbolg? And didn't I tell you about the Irish drinking toast?
Mm-hmm.
What is it again?
Sláinte.
Off you go, drink your pints.
Sláinte.